Hey guys, it's Ivory. Welcome back. Thank you so much for watching. And once again, we do have Amber with us today. And so basically, we wanted to go ahead and dissect Jadiel for you guys. And so just to let you know, he's actually part Pleiadian, tall white, and Andromedan. And okay, so let's jump into it. Hi, Jadiel.
He says hello.
Hello, and how's my favorite alien in the universe?
He's like, I'm just Andy. How are you, darling? He's in a character right now.
Good, I'm good, thank you. How do you feel about Amber and I dissecting you? This time we're gonna do the dissecting.
See how it goes. He's excited but a little apprehensive. It's just kind of like, I guess he feels like a spectacle a little bit, but that's how we feel sometimes, so it's only fair.
Right? Okay, well, if there's something that makes you really, really uncomfortable, you don't have to talk about it. But I would like to get full detail on every part of your body, if that's okay. Okay, so I don't know what I'm gonna base this on. So I'm gonna grab a picture of a human body, and we can kind of go from there. So I'm thinking, should we go like inside out or like outside in?
Probably outside in.
Okay. I guess we can start off with the head. And we can go from top to the bottom.
He wants to start from bottom to top.
Okay, whatever you want. Why do you want to start from the bottom to the top?
I don't know. He just says like he's excited about his feet for some reason. He's like wiggling his toes, so he's looking forward to starting with that.
He really likes his feet.
I know.
Okay, JDL, my favorite alien in the universe. And also, if anybody wants the TMI on JDL, join my Facebook group Between Worlds because I hold nothing back. On YouTube, I'm a little bit more reserved, but we'll just see how it goes. Alrighty. So JDL, we're gonna start off with your feet. Let's talk about your feet. What are your feet like?
Okay. They're very cold. God. He's like really going into detail and like wiping his like sweaty feet on me. It is really gross.
Okay, so his feet sweat.
Yes. He's purposefully making them sweat. But it's not like our sweat. It's his skin in general is it's very delicate, but it's very soft and smooth. I don't know what a lung would feel like, but it like reminds me of a lung. So like lung tissue a little bit, where it's just very smooth and kind of flexible,
Interesting.
He's very pale, so it almost has like a transparency to it a little bit. And it excretes similar to like skin oil just to keep it nice and like moisturized. But they're like little beads. They're not water. It's not like our sweat. It's like jelly.
Jelly?
A lot of his like bodily things are very like jelly-like a little bit.
Kind of like this stuff. I know I just randomly have this out right now. But is it kind of like this? It's like putty. It's a clear putty.
Not that. Not that. Oh my god. Imagine if that's what he sweated out. It's like hair gel, but not as sticky. He doesn't really have toenails, but there is the indentation of where a toenail would be, where it's just like a little bit harder there, more like crystallized skin.
Okay. Does his feet smell?
They smell fishy a little bit.
They do. I guess aliens' feet smell too.
It's very, very gentle, and it's only when they're like really like if they've been in those bodysuits for a long time, and it's like a over excrement of the jelly stuff, then it'll start smelling like fish ever so slightly, like fish oil or something. But it's also kind of floral at the same time. It's weird.
It reminds me of like a Glade commercial where they want you to cover up like your fish smell with the
That's
flowers?
exactly what I was gonna say. I was gonna say it's kind of like if you have an air freshener, but it's like not totally masking the odor. It's just like adding to it,
Oh my gosh.
making a weird combination. That's what it smells like. He keeps showing me different feet, and it's like I want to see your feet, not everybody else's. um, he's got a really big, like big toe. It's really big. It's like the size of, I guess would take up on like a person's foot the size of the big toe and the second toe, but it's really long.
Oh, okay. Okay. And how many? How many toes?
I think 3 or 4. I
Okay.
think 4.
4?
It's hard to tell because the creases are weird. It almost looks like a camel's hoof a little bit. How
Really?
So it's like a big toe, and then little ones that are kind of etched out. Like it just looks like the shape of like a camel's toes.
Interesting. Okay, I'll find a picture of that and put it in.
They're a little bit pointy. They're like a rounded but pointed edge.
Okay.
At least the big one is. Let's see. They're very long, very like over elongated. So they're really bizarre looking because they're very thin. They're like a good like. It looks like a clown foot a little bit. Like maybe I don't even know. Like a good like foot and a half maybe. But they're very skinny. Like as skinny as our foot would be, just very long.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, how big is his foot?
About a foot and a half long.
A foot and a half long? Oh my God.
It's really long. But he's really tall. So it's only natural. But he's like wiggling his big toe and it's really weirding me out. It's really big. They have they bend like ours do. It has like a joint in it. But it also has the ability to like go like this. Like it can move side to side and back and forth.
So does that mean he has bones then?
It's more similar to like cartilage where it's very flexible. It's like a cartilage in a baby or something, you know, where it's really flexible. And there's like a lot of muscles and like other tendons, like a snake. From there, so his legs look pretty similar to ours. It's just really skinny, and he has a really big kneecap.
Really?
So his knees bulge out a little bit, but he's got these cute little calves.
Aww. Is there like a purpose for like a really big kneecap?
Whoa. I
Uh-oh.
guess they're really. He just said flexibility, and then he like bent it the other way, and then was like swinging back and forth.
So it can like do like this kind of? Like
From there, his thigh is a little bit bigger than his than the bottom part of his knee. However, the muscles are a lot different than ours, but that's due to just his like hyperextension abilities of his knee. So his legs go up, and then he wants to bypass his genitals for right now.
we cannot bypass your genitals, JDL.
Just for right now. wants to save it.
Oh Lord.
He's got little butt cheeks, and like inside his crack is like dark blue.
Dark blue?
Yeah.
Why is it dark blue?
It's because it's different tissue. His, like, what inside his butt cheeks is made out of would be equivalent to, like, what our actual, like, butthole is made out of for us, you know?
Okay.
So it's like that starts his butthole.
Okay, so you have a butthole.
It's not really a butthole, though. It's just different tissue.
Okay, so is there a hole in there, or it's just like tissue?
There's, like, a button, but
A button.
it's like a tender spot more further down than where like, a human butthole would reside. But we'll get back to that. We'll go back to that. So from there, let's see.
Is he considering that part of the genital region?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get back to that. That just more has to go with like inside things. So from there, He has a very long torso. Like along his spine, his skeleton is a little interesting. It's how we have like a rib cage that fully like kind of, holds everything on all sides in the back, and then it like, goes around. Their bodies are very delicate, so their spinal column is very thin. It's just like straight up. His body inflated or like protected through pressures. So it's like there's so much pressure that like it constantly stays. I guess it's like if you were bloated all the time and that's how your body stayed like puffed out,
Does that also protect like the cartilage? Because I'm thinking he's probably not as durable.
Yeah. The spine is a little bit harder. I would say it's a little bit harder than like the cartilage in his feet. There are like various areas where it's like really soft cartilage and then really hard bone, just like with us. Where the top of his toe or the bottom of his toe meets his foot, like those are harder boned areas. His spinal column into his shoulders are all really hard boned areas. And then through there, it's almost like a structure holding up like a balloon. Those balls that if you touch it with your hand, then it has like the like lasers come out around your hand. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, like those like laserly, those like, it looks like crystal ball, but it's like a laser and you touch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he has that kind of going through his body too, just to kind of like constantly check everything.
Oh.
Cool. So you can literally see like through his stomach, like it's almost like, when pregnant women, like if the baby touches, and you can like see it, you can see the little like lasers.
Oh, awesome.
To his throat, he doesn't have his neck starts, but then there's like a hole right here, like I guess where like a human's Adam apples would be or whatever, and then that kind of is connected to his whole back of his mouth and everything. He just has a really complex mouth, so it's almost like his tongue would start right here, like his whole mouth is like up to like the middle of his throat.
Okay.
It's not really. It's kind of a tongue. It's purple. Most of his inner organs are purple.
Okay.
So
it's kind of like an esophagus?
Well, there's like a muscle that's connected to his esophagus. There's like this flap of muscle that's like a tongue that'll like...
Oh, okay.
But that all starts from down here. There's like a circle here, and then that's where that opening is, and then that big muscle like... His eyes are definitely
they're beautiful.
They kind of work. I don't know how lizard eyes work, but they remind me of lizard eyes. They don't need to blink a lot. It like doesn't dry out, and he has like second eyelid. You know what I'm talking about?
Is it like see-through and then maybe one on top of that?
Yeah, exactly. He has little ears.
Aww.
They're very small and they barely protrude out of his face. They're really little. He just got his ear pierced, so he's got nice little ear. His head is more elongated than ours is, and his brain like sits at the very top section. So their brains are like octopuses, and they're like 3 different octopus. Is it octopi? Is that plural?
I don't know.
So like one would be like basically how you would divide ours, with like the right side of the brain, left side of the brain, and then like the middle central part. And, it's kind of like that, but it's like 3, and they have these weird vines that come out and like suction to the top of his like skull, I guess. His eyes are actually really huge, but his it's almost like if like our eyes this big, or the slit of your eye hole is like a certain size, and then like if our eye was actually like this big behind it, so his eye is a lot bigger than his eye slit accounts for.
Oh, okay. Oh, and aren't they like all pretty and blue like crystals?
It's interesting because there's like it's almost like an optical illusion happening, because they're like these black very deep black, like devoid of any color kind of thing, and they're just like these jelly balls, and then there's like a reaction that happens through being exposed to surroundings, that cause their color to happen. So his eyes actually will change colors depending on the chemical makeup of the atmosphere he's in.
So how perfect vision for us would be like 2020, or I guess better than 2020. How is his vision like?
He sees different waves than we do. So humans are only able to see the waves of visible light, which is very small spectrum, or a very small piece of the whole spectrum, whereas he is able to see a vast majority of waves. So his vision is just completely different. Everything is very purple and blue. So he's more on the scale of like ultraviolet rays and gamma rays.
Awesome, awesome. And how about his nose? What does his nose look like?
It kind of looks like Michael Jackson's nose a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, it's really small and kind of upturned a little bit. It's very little. It's very like triangular.
Okay. Does it like kind of protrude out, or is it more like, I guess more sunken in?
It's let me see. It's very much in his face. There's just like the little ball right here kind of starts to plump out, and then it comes into this little point.
Aw.
It's like a little elf nose, a little bit. It's cute.
Aw, how cute. Because when I see him, everything is it's not like a complete blur, but everything that stands out is like his eyes, like the shape of his eyes and how big they are and how round they are. Does he have eyebrows? Or like something like it?
Hold on, he's like nose first. I'm not done. He breathes. So we have nostrils, obviously underneath, and his nostrils are like to the side, and they like open up. But his filters out like specific material, so that he's only able to get in what fuels him. He breathes in his sun's light that like fuels them. It's like a way of eating a snack.
Does he have boogers?
Since his nose is a filter, the things that are smaller particles, it's almost like a water filter, like a Brita or something, where his nose is the Brita thing.
Uh-huh.
So as things come into his nose, then they continue to filter, but the remnants of the things that weren't filtered kind of stay in there. So it's more like sand.
Oh, okay.
Really sandy.
Interesting. Do you ever get a cold? Like, or do you ever get sick? I think he caught that one bug from me before.
Yeah.
So when he had that, I mean, was his nose, like, was it also running? Was he sneezing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so he can experience that too.
Yeah.
Was
he's saying that, I mean, our specific, I guess the things that cause colds and flus and stuff cause that to happen, So it's like the things they attack cause your body to react that way. Whereas typically when people get sick there, it'll be different. I guess their sicknesses are typically more like a fish, where like, how fish will get like a weird spot on their tail or something, and then that means they're sick. It's kind of like that. Well, they'll get like this weird, it almost looks like a bruise on their skin, and then they have to treat that area.
Oh, okay. Okay, interesting. Can he breathe underwater?
He can breathe under the water on his planet because it's not like H2O water, it's just like liquid. He just needs specific elements in order for him to breathe. Oh, eyebrows.
Eyebrows, yes.
No, I don't think he has eyebrows. He has like a bone above where his eyeballs are, just like ours. So it's causing like a slight shadowing, so it kind of comes across that way. Like you can't tell if it's like blonde hairs or it protrudes out ever so slightly. It's like a weird dent almost, like right specifically there. I guess same like ours, just to collect things. So like if something tries to fly in his eye, it just will like swoop.
Okay.